shift is a concept that I learned this week by Bob Proctor. The concept is very powerful, very simple, yet so many people get it all wrong. The basis of this concept is, before you achieve any success, you need to reprogram your subconscious mind. So I'm going to demonstrate exactly how I understood this concept. This empty cup represents you when you are born. When you're born with no beliefs, no religion, no biases, no arrogance, no ignorance. This cup represents a family member. That could be your mom or your dad or a sibling. In this case, let's assume this is your mother. So maybe somewhere along the line, when she was a little younger, she wanted to open up a cookie business, but that failed. So that made her fearful about starting a new business. So what happens? This liquid here represents fear. So what does she do? As you grow up, she influences you by pouring a little bit of that fear inside of you. Let's take another cup. Let's assume this represents a sibling of yours, maybe a brother or a sister who is ignorant. So what happens is, as you hang out with this person, you gain a little bit of that ignorance coming from that person. Let's go to the third and final cup. This is doubt. So maybe this represents your dad. Let's assume he's doubtful whether you will able to achieve your dreams. So what does he do? As you grow up, you talk about your big dreams. Some of the doubt is rubbed off on you. So now what happens is, you, represented by this cup, you're now full of ignorance, fear, and doubt. A cocktail of ignorance, fear, and doubt. So what's important to understand is that your subconscious dictates everything that you do in life. This is where you can have a situation like, let's say for example myself. I talk about going to the gym all the time, wanting to go to the gym, wanting to stay fit. But guess what? I have not allowed my subconscious to believe that I can do it. So understand, it doesn't matter what you tell people. What you tell people is represented by this empty space in this cup. This is what you tell people right here. You tell people, yeah, sure, you're going to be successful. But if your subconscious, if that's not in line with what you tell people, you'll never achieve success. In order for you to get rid of this cocktail of ignorance, fear, and doubt, you literally need to dilute it with positive new thoughts or new beliefs. I'm going to use this as an example of all the positive beliefs there are in the world. So what you have to do to shift your paradigm is to dilute that cocktail of ignorance, fear, and doubt. With each drop representing, maybe you read one book today, boom. Maybe you start hanging out with people who believe in you, boom. Maybe you marry somebody who encourages you, that causes another dilution. Maybe you read that 48 Laws of Power. Maybe you read 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Maybe you read Think and Grow Rich. All that is represented by this jar of water. So what you'll notice is, as you continue to dilute your beliefs, what happens? You will end up diluting so much of those limiting beliefs over time to the point where they're more non-limiting beliefs than they are limiting beliefs in you. That's how the paradigm shift works. In essence, all you have to do is continue to reprogram your subconscious. The other way to look at your subconscious or yourself is to look at yourself as a rough diamond. In this case, we're a little rough around the edges, but for us to achieve success, we need to chip away every single day, polishing ourselves day in and day out to the point where we become this beautiful, shiny crystal. That's the way to success. So it doesn't matter how many techniques you learn on how to trade from YouTube or Baby Pips or any other free sources. If you don't focus on polishing yourself from a rough diamond to a shiny crystal, you will not achieve success. It's that simple. So a good friend of mine who's also a trader told me something this weekend that's so funny yet incredibly true. He said something like, if you're a grown man and if you shit on yourself, just be ready to wipe your own ass. What this means is, if you get yourself into trouble, just be ready to get yourself out of it. Because not your mom, not your dad is going to be willing to wipe that shit off of you. If you get yourself into trouble with trading and investing, just know very few people are willing to get you out of that mess. So my best advice for somebody who's getting into this trading thing is don't quit your job until you've built up an equity. What I mean is, oftentimes it's so tempting to want to just quit your job and say, I'm going to trade full time. Just know, trading has got a 90% failure rate. So if you think that you're just going to quit your job and get into trading and then you're just going to be this overnight success, that's a long shot. It's hard work. So it's very important to have a stash of savings before you decide to quit your job. Because what's going to happen is, if you don't have a good amount of savings, you're going to start to take dumb trades. That's when you start to fuck up, because you need to meet your rent, your landlord is banging on your door, you need to pay that rent, your girl needs some money for some new shoes, a new purse. That's when problems come up. That's when you shit on yourself, and nobody's going to wipe that shit off. I'm thinking, to be on the safe side, 20, 30, 40, even 50,000. Even then, you still have to live frugally. Which is why, don't believe the hype. When you see people posting up pictures of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, those are unicorns. Just know that you need to live way below your means, or else you're gonna run out of money. So reduce your burn rate. It's simple. Live way below your means, and don't be tempted. I'm telling you, don't be tempted by shiny things, because treat trading like a business. This is the best advice that I got from one of my mentors. Once you treat trading like a business, you'll be good to go. So when I first started trading, I used to just take trading ideas and tips from everybody and anybody. And I realized that if they were wrong, I was gonna also be wrong, because I took advice from somebody who was probably 80% sure. Understand that nobody really knows how their charts are gonna move. The best traders out there, I would say they're probably 80% sure of how the trade is gonna go, but that's about it. And the rest is all gut feeling and experience. I'm not gonna be in the business of giving out free tips on what to trade, what positions to open, that sort of thing. Because I realize there are plenty of guys who are doing that already. So if you need any tips on what trade to take for the day, just go to Instagram, Facebook. There are dozens and dozens of guys who got plenty of opinions. But then again, be careful, because if you don't do your own analysis, you're gonna get yourself into shit. So don't be lazy, do your own analysis. That's the only reason why I don't give out any tips on what to trade, because I believe that for you to be a great trader, you absolutely have to practice how to do your own analysis. Trading is an individualistic game. It's all about you. What you think is the right move. Go with your gut instinct. Go with your gut feeling. When you look at a chart and your gut feeling is telling you to short it, and you've done your analysis and somebody else is telling you to go long, fuck the other guy. Trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. So work on honing that experience.